docket item 14.
Okay. All right. Good morning, Board of Zoning Adjustment, staff and panelists and board members. Thank you for coming out this Friday to hear these three cases. Anna, let's go ahead and swear people in and tell us about the cases.
Yep. So we'll have staff be sworn in. Waiting for Larissa to.
Okay. Ready?
I am.
There, thank you. Do you please raise your right hands to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this hearing today?
Anna Naniski, I do. Connor.
Connor Tomlin, I do.
Larissa.
Larissa Chambi, I do.
Those are the three staff with cases today.
That
So
sounds great. All right, Anna.
Okay, so I'm going to briefly describe the procedure for just this online meeting today. As everyone is well aware, we have two categories of participants. We have attendees and panelists. So right now, the only people who are panelists are the board members and city staff. If you are an applicant or a citizen who wishes to participate in a case, you're going to use the raise hand function in Zoom when the chair calls your case, and that's going to let city staff know that you wish to be promoted to a panelist. You're using the Zoom app on your phone or on a browser or on your computer. You're going to see that hand icon at the bottom of the screen. Click this to raise your hand. When the promotion happens, you will need to accept the promotion, and it will also appear like very temporarily that you've been disconnected, but please don't panic. This is just Zoom reconnecting you from an attendee to a panelist. If you are using the app on your phone or a computer or a browser, like I said, please change your screen name to reflect your legal name, because this does help with the promotion process. And if you are on the phone, we know that you can't adjust your screen name, but you still can provide public testimony by raising your hand by pressing the star and the number 9 key. At the time of promotion, please turn on your camera and microphone so the board can see and hear you, and also so we can administer the oath to you as well. When you are not actively giving testimony, please keep your microphone muted. For all testimony, the BZA secretary or their designated representative is going to identify you when it's time for you to speak. You're going to be sworn in, and then applicants are going to receive 5 minutes for their 15 minutes for their presentation. And if you are just a general member of the public, you're going to be given 2 minutes if you represent a single interest like yourself, or 5 minutes if you represent neighborhood association, HOA, nonprofit, etc. You will be hearing an alarm when your allotted time is over, so please be respectful and wrap up your statement once you hear that alarm. We ask for no repetitive or irrelevant testimony, and if you're going to admit any exhibits, please have that on the ready on your computer so you can share your screen. This is going to include a presentation, like a PowerPoint presentation, photos, maps, etc. And then if admitted, you're going to email them to the assigned planner on the case so we can have those for record keeping purposes. And this is a reminder that the chat box online is just for questions about the agenda, questions about Zoom. That merits of each case cannot be discussed in the chat box. And that concludes the overview of the online meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
No, thank you very much. Hey, Tom G, can you turn on your camera? Tom Gorens. There you are. Thank you, Tom. Okay, Anna, let's call the cases as you see, one of the three.
So we're going to start with docket item 14. This is case CD-BZA 2024-12. Property in question is 7815 East US 40 Highway. This is a request to appeal zoning violations related to a non-conforming sign on about 4 acres, generally located at 78 East US 40 Highway. The applicant is connected with us online today. Their name is Eric, and this is a late file appeal. So today we are just discussing about whether or not they should receive the full public hearing, despite the filing deadline requirements set out in 88-575-03B.
All right. Eric, please turn on your microphone, please, to be sworn in. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this hearing today?
I do.
And please state your name for the court reporter.
Eric Cricky.
Thank you. Anna, do we have anyone else who's on this case that you see in the audience?
Nope, there is no one else online.
Okay, great. Eric, for us to hear your items today, we need to admit a list of administrative exhibits labeled 1 to 8. They're part of the staff report. You would have seen them before. Do you have any problem with us admitting those for your case?
I do not.
Great. And those are admitted. And one of those is a presentation by Anna. Are you leading this one? Sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
So just a brief overview of the timeline to add to the discussion about the filing situation. There were 3 separate notices sent out to the property owner and their representative, and the case was filed 40 days late, the appeal case. That's where we're at.
Okay. Eric, you had lots of time to file a notice, yet you didn't do it for 40 days. Tell us why you think you are in the right.
Well, the 40 days, I guess the reason for the delay was by the time I got the notice and I went to work on doing my due diligence on cost analysis of what was asked of me to abate it. I went to talk to the sign companies to see what it would cost to remove it, to add it back, or to repair it, which was my ultimate what I wanted to do. And by the time I got all my options together, once I got through the holidays and some of those delays and realized where I was at, I've been talking with I think she was the one who had sent me the abatement notice. The time had just passed, and I was late in filing the appeal. When in retrospect, I should have filed the appeal immediately while doing my due diligence on to move forward. But it's just the way the holidays fell and my schedule fell. I didn't get it done in time. So I realize I'm 40 days in, and your rules are 15 days. So I'm really just asking for your grace and when hearing my case.
Right. We've seen, 3 and 4 days will kind of be more lenient to that. A month and a week, I really can't recall when we've done that before where we've gone out that far, but I'm a little bit reluctant. But board members, do you have any other questions of Mr. Eric? None. Or comments on the case?
I agree with you, sir.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I appreciate, again, I'm just one member of the board, but I'm in sympathy for what happened, but 5 or 10, 5 or 6 days, maybe, we'd be more learning, but it's just been too long, at least for me, sir. So no one else has any comments, or Mr. Eric doesn't have any other comments.
I think the only other comment I add related to that is I just get concerned about setting the precedent. So for future cases, I understand you kind of had a unique scenario over the holidays as well, but as soon as we start allowing one person to have these kind of filings after that time frame, I'm worried about the slippery slope we might get from other applicants. So it's not saying you didn't have maybe valid reasons here, but I'm kind of worried about the precedent we'll set, and I'm also a little hesitant about this amount of delay after the appeal time frame.
All right, so board members, do you have any other comments and or motion on this case?
I'd offer a motion.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Mixdorf?
In case number 12, I move that we deny the applicant's request.
Second.
Who seconded? I'm sorry.
Michael?
Mike.
Michael, thank you, Michael, for that second. Anna, please call the roll.
Gorence,
Aye.
Mixdorf,
Aye.
Hayes,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
and Ebbets.
Aye. I'm sorry, sir. Your appeal has been denied. All
Thanks for your
right,
time.
Anna, let's continue on. You got
Okay.
anybody else out there?
Yep. Now we're gonna go to docket item 5, and let me just scroll to my correct sheet. This is docket item number 5, case CDBZ 2024-11 for 143 Lawn Avenue. This is a request to approve a variance to setbacks of an accessory structure plus any additional variances in about 0.1 acres, generally located at 143 Lawn Avenue. The applicant is with us. I'm going to promote them. Joseph.
I'm not quite ready for him yet.
Connor Tomlin is the staff planner associated with this case.
Right.
There's 9 exhibits, and Joseph has been connected with us.
All right. I'm not quite ready. I apologize. I'm just trying to get up this docket item.
You should be in.
Here you are. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It's all right. Anna, do we have anyone else interested in this case?
No, there's no one else online.
All right, thank you. Joseph, please raise your right hand to be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this hearing today?
I do.
Thank you. And please state your name for the court reporter.
It's Joseph A. Dreyer.
Thank you. Sir, we have a list of administrative exhibits labeled 1 to 9. To hear your case today, do you allow us to admit those?
Yes.
Thank you. One of those is a presentation by Connor Tomlin. Mr. Tomlin, please tell us about this case.
Sure thing. Are you able to see my screen?
We sure can.
Okay, awesome. So today we have CDBZA 2024-11, located at 143 Lawn Avenue in an R25 district. The applicant is seeking approval of a variance to the minimum setback of an accessory structure in relation to its distance to the primary structure. This is a rough location of the site. This is a closer look at the site itself. The lot highlighted in yellow, as well as that corner lot on the south, are both common ownership.
Hey, Connor.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just my computer. I'm just seeing the full screen still.
Yeah, I don't see it either, Connor.
Oh, is it not? Is it not changing?
There
Okay,
it
is.
gotcha. Can you see me switching it around now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
now that's good. So tell us about where the site's located, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Guess I'll do it this way. So this is the rough location of the site. This is a closer look at the property, outlined in yellow, as well as that property on the corner to the south is common ownership. This is the site plan provided. The proposed detached garage in the rear yard there. I have been working with the applicant. They are in the process of combining these lots together. So I've been helping the applicant through that. And the variance request is a variance of 9 inches to the setback of an accessory structure in relation to the primary structure to permit a setback of 9 feet 3 inches on the subject site. That's the distance between the primary structure, the home, and this proposed garage. A substantial change to the character of the neighborhood is anticipated. The difficulty can be obviated through a change of design. And that concludes my presentation.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dryer, go ahead. Is it Dreyer or Dryer, sir? And your microphone is muted. Unmute.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
But
Dreyer.
oh, Dryer. Thank you, sir. And does anyone have any comments of city staff, of the board members, that is, of city staff on this issue? All right, seeing none. Mr. Dryer, why should we grant your request today, sir?
Well, I'm hoping you will grant it. What happened was basically the whole design procedure went through. We paid for all of that. And then that's when we discovered that we was 9 inches too close. And it's really difficult to move it because we have an easement on the rear of the property, and we're as close as we can get to that right now. So if you don't approve it, we have to go back and redesign the plans
Right.
and pay for that.
What do your neighbors say about this? Have you got any comment from them, sir?
As far as I know, there was no comments from the neighbors. We posted the signs and there's been no comments. The comment that I've heard is that they were just happy something was being developed and that he cleaned up the lots.
All right. I'm just trying to scan through here. So you're doing a lot combination on your lot 14 where the house is and lot 15, which is the corner lot. Yes.
Yes, that's already been filed with the Register of Deeds, and they're combined. They've had joint ownership for some time.
Right.
Or they've owned both properties for some time now.
And the 9 inches is just on the garage side, sir? Is that
it's between the deck and the house?
That's where you need the variances, right?
Yeah, it's between the deck and the house, or not. I mean, between the deck and the garage.
Yes.
At one point, I understood that he was just going to be redoing the deck, the homeowner, and then he finally told me, he said, no, I just built it. So that's as we discovered that we were 9 inches too close.
Right.
And so just to clarify, the intent is to access the garage from the south on Anderson Avenue?
That is correct.
Okay.
Is the garage already started?
Pardon?
Is the garage already started?
They've gotten started on some of it. They was trying to get started.
Is it going to be too close to the house behind it? The properties on the Van Brunt side?
No, actually, it's not too close to that. We're within. That's been approved already.
I'll just look at that. So.
And sir, is there a utility easement on the back by the garage area? Do you have a utility?
On the rear property, there is an easement there.
That's what I thought. Okay. All right. Board members, any other comments or questions on this?
And he's already got your permits for this?
Pardon?
Have you already received your permits for this?
Well, we haven't received it because it's held up until the zoning is approved. The permits itself have been approved.
Okay. But he started building before the permit, so.
They had, he started a little bit, but that's where we stopped for permits, yes.
Okay. Thank you. I mean, any beautification you can do is great.
Pardon?
I said, any beautification you can do. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to turn this up here, but any beautification you can do is great, obviously.
Well, if you look over the past years, yeah, he's improved those properties tremendously.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Members, any other questions or comments? Motion, anybody?
I guess I would just note, since these lots are being combined, I feel like there is that extra space in this whole lot. We're not cramming kind of the garage super close to the house and then potentially having another close property in the lot just to the south of it. So I would offer a motion.
All right,
In case number 11, I move the applicant's request be granted in accordance with site plan and staff report.
I have a motion. Do I have a second from someone?
Second.
Is that Michael again? I couldn't see.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Michael. A motion and a second. Anna, please call the roll.
Warren,
Uh,
Bixdorf,
Aye.
Hayes,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Ebbets.
Aye. Good luck with your project, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much.
All right. All right. You going to number 15, Anna?
Yep. And the applicant has been trying to log on to Zoom for the past 15 minutes and has been unsuccessful. We've tried to,
Anna.
resend them 2 different
On
links.
now.
Yep.
Leave. There you go. Anna, I think he was able to join now.
I don't see him in the attendees list.
One second. Okay, I thought I saw an email that said he was on now. I'm sorry for the confusion.
I don't know if you want to give city staff 5 more minutes to resend him the link. Or if you want to make a decision about continuance now, that's up to
We
the
got
board.
everyone together, maybe give them a minute or two to
Mhm.
try to figure it out.
Sounds great. Bear with us.
I cannot find.
It looks like there's 2 Annas, and I believe one of them might be the applicant. I think they sent a message in the chat.
It does look like he is logged in as Anna. I will change his name just for clarity. All right. And Steve, can you hear us or confirm that you are online?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Great.
Yes, we can, Steve. Do you have
Sorry
a
about
camera?
the technical difficulty.
That's okay. Do you have a camera, perhaps?
I'm trying to turn the video on.
There's a button in the lower left of the
Right.
Zoom screen, usually.
It won't. Yeah, I'm familiar with it, but I keep clicking it. It won't let me go to a video. Here, well, hold on. I'm trying. Let's start video, please. It's not letting me do it.
Okay, that's fine. We'll take your word for it. So, sir, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this meeting today?
Yes, sir.
And please state your name for the court reporter.
Stephen M. Warger.
Thank you. And Stephen, as part of your docket today, there's a list of administrative exhibits actually labeled 1 to 3. I feel like I'm missing something. Usually it's a lot longer. Okay, I don't see
So
it.
there are 9.
Okay, there are none. Thank you.
9. Number 9.
Number 9. Oh, so the normal 9 exhibits, Anna?
Correct.
Okay. So do we have your permission, sir, to admit those for your case today?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. One of those is a presentation by Larissa. And please tell, is that
sorry,
right?
Larissa, before you start, I'm just going to officially call this case into the record.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, we all got it mixed up from the technology issues, but here we go. Docket item 15. This is case CD SUP 2023-53 for 14001 Northeast 210 Highway. This is a request to approve a special use permit for a 5,563 space parking lot for warehousing, wholesaling, and freight movement use on about 26.9 acres, generally located south of USM 210 Highway and east of Birmingham Levy District Road. And as we've stated, Larissa Chompy is the staff planner associated with this case.
All right. And sir, you're reminded, even though that we swore you in a few moments ago, we're calling your case and you agreed to tell the truth at this point. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
I thank you. And again, we're admitting those 9 exhibits with your approval. One of those is a presentation by Miss Larissa. Larissa, please tell us about the case.
All right, good morning. Give me 1 second to share my screen. All right, can you see that all right?
We sure can.
Okay, so this is SUP 2023-00053 at 14001 Northeast Missouri 210 Highway. This is the location of the subject property. It's located in the riverfront industrial area, south of Missouri Highway 210. Here's just a zoomed in look at the zoning surrounding the property. As you can see, it's zoned M1-5 and it's surrounded on the north, east, and south with R80. And there's a sliver of M1-5 to the northwest. Here's a look at the map showing the agricultural uses and then those manufacturing uses, industrial uses just across the highway. And this property is located almost completely within the floodplain. I do have another slide showing the 100 and 500 year floodplain lines. So this is the proposed site plan. The applicant is proposing a 5,536 parking space lot. That red line that you see is the 100-year floodplain, and the yellow line you see is the 500. This use will be to store new and ready to ship cars, trucks, tractor trailers, construction equipment, and just some additional storage. The applicant, if you can see my mouse right here, is proposing a gate for added security to the property. There are 2 parking spaces for the security personnel. The renters will provide their own security personnel with inspections of the perimeter site of the property every 30 minutes. And there's about 2 to 3 security personnel. There are no structures on this property, and the applicant has stated that the stored vehicles and trailers will be stored there from several days to over a year. Here is the proposed landscaping plan. The landscaping plan is compliant with the zoning and development code and with the specific warehousing, wholesaling, and freight movement requirements. Here's a look at from the property. The trees you see are the trees we see, and I'll go back just along this green buffer line here. Those are to be retained for the duration of the use. And as you know, special use permits need to comply with these criteria. I want to emphasize that the applicant has stated that they will comply with all of the zoning and development code, in particular with the landscaping requirements for this use. It is adjacent to an R80 zone, and so the use is required to provide full screening from those districts. Here's a view from Highway 210. And then this is just a direct view to the site, showing the trees that will remain just to the right of the property right there. And with that, City Plan Commission recommended approval with conditions, and I can take any questions if you have them.
All right, thank you.
I do have a question for Larissa. How often do we see these projects being built in a floodplain? Is that pretty frequent, I guess, in parts of the city, or how have we gone about that in the past for other projects?
This is the first project I've seen built in the floodplain, but I'm not sure. I think the applicant might have some more information on how they do that. Yep.
All right, any other questions of Larissa? All right, sir. We can't see you, but I know you're there.
Yes.
Why should we approve your request today, sir? Steve.
We're in agreement with the comments and conditions as far as the planning commission and the staff that has come through there. To explain the floodplain, one of the conditions, if you look at the conditions, was that we get what they call a CLOM-RF and a LOM-RF, which is conditional letter of map revision for fill. And we have successfully achieved that or gotten that already. So all of the area that we use for parking will be above the floodplain elevation. So we're not actually storing any vehicles in the floodplain. What we were doing, waiting on that approval, was going ahead in a phase where we would have done everything that was above the 100-year floodplain until we got permission to fill the floodplain. And it will take a little bit to get some of that area filled. Other than that, it's basically storage for, like you see now with the Ford vehicles, trailers, truck trailers, the trailer part of the trucks when they're on the road. There's plenty of that out there that they need the storage, and that's what we're using this for. It's on the river side of the levee, so there is no building necessarily considered or that type of thing. Since we are on that side, it's just going to be agricultural around us for quite some time. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Larissa, I've got another question for you. I see that city staff recommends denial of this permit. Why is that? Why do you say that?
That was the original recommendation for, I believe it was the February City Plan Commission. At that time, there was no proposed landscaping towards some of the residential zoning districts. It got continued off of that City Plan Commission docket, and in between the original date and then when it was heard, the applicant provided the required screening, and so staff changed the recommendation to approval with conditions.
And Larissa, another question for you. So these tractor trailers hold maybe 14 cars per load. Any residential impact? Staff is not concerned with that. There are a lot of industrial uses in the vicinity, and any uses to the south and potentially to the north, those are all also within the floodplain, so it would be pretty difficult to develop residential uses there. Right. So, okay, thank you for that. Yeah. Mr. Steve, I know Ford's pumping out those trucks, so I'm guessing that's one of your major tenants?
At this point, yes. And just so you know, typically the car carriers are not there. They take them there, they take them off those car carriers, and then they store them there on the site. And that's normally for the F-150s or smaller cars. If there are any of the transits, they are driven there because those car carriers aren't efficient, because you can't put one on top because you'd be knocking them off going underneath bridges all the time.
I see. All right. Board members, any other questions of staff or the applicant?
Sure, I have a question. Well, I have a remark. As one board member, I think this is a great location for what he wants to do. It's not visible to the public and out of the way.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Gorens.
I don't have any other questions, but I would offer a motion if there are no other questions.
Thank you, Ms. Mixdorf. Go ahead.
In case number 53, I move to grant the applicant's request in accordance with site plan, staff report, and the conditions therein.
Thank you. I have a motion. Do you have a second?
Yes, sir. Second.
Gorence. Okay, thank you, Mr. Gorence. Anna, please call the roll.
Gorence,
Aye.
Mixdorf,
Aye.
Hayes,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
Ebbets.
Aye. Sir, your project is approved. Good luck with it, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
And before we go offline here, just want to thank all board members who gave out their Friday morning to finish up the cases from Tuesday. Thank you so much for coming out today. Thank you, guys.
Have a good weekend.
All right,
Everybody
thank
have
you.
a good weekend. Thank
See you
you.
next month.
Thanks, Anna. See ya.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See you next month.
Yep.